he was part of the Godfrey Daniels Music Fest live stream, the daily live stream that we did from this stage each day of Music Fest. And so it's a great transition here to Ramona Labarre. Thank you so much, Ramona, for joining the show.
Thank you for bringing it here. This is so great. It's an honor to be here with everyone.
So, Ramona, Managing Director,
yes,
Godfrey Daniels.
Yes.
And we wanted to have you on not only to give you our heartfelt gratitude.
Welcome. Thank you.
For the time during Music Fest and also for tonight, but also to just share some of the cool things going on here.
Well, we have a new book.
There's a book.
New book called Welcome to Godfrey Daniels.
That's right. Chat about it a little bit.
So Dave Fry wrote it. He put together the editing team and the design team, and we're really proud of it. And he's been working on it since 2015.
Oh, here's it.
Wow, we have a producer
Here,
that seems to be on top of things.
Here's the book. Welcome to Godfrey Daniels.
So it was released on November 21st. So it's been out a few weeks. They're selling like hotcakes.
Yeah,
this Saturday on the 17th, we're having an open house and book signing here at the club from 1 to 5.
So if you wanted to get one, you could either come here then.
Yes.
Or can you get it in some other way?
So it's on our website. You can order it online. And Dave Fry, the elf himself, is performing fulfillment. I think that's the proper term. And,
someone's asking how much does it cost? That's a great question by Dan Bowen.
$45 plus tax.
It is a full color photography based book, so it's got a lot. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's you're paying for art prints.
Yes.
Yes.
And the archival of like the stories and such. So we actually have when you released it, there was a little bit of a kind of like a press.
It was a media.
Yeah,
yes, a press day.
A press event. And so Dave Fry actually read a selection from the book and then performed a little bit. So we have a little bit of that here to share with you.
Okay, great.
I was able to garner other people's reflections on the club. Also, a nice thing that David Sloan suggested is that we do sidebars where we could do short essays and put them in where you can sit down and read just little nuggets. So I'm going to read one nugget. And this is Brenda Brown and the Godfrey's quilt. Godfrey's is a surprising place. I'm constantly amazed at the creative talent that crosses our stage every week. And I'm almost numb from being blown away by our performers. But something appeared on stage last night during our monthly board meeting that made my heart skip a beat. There hangs a splendid quilted stage backdrop with the Godfrey's logo stitched in it. Someone said that the artist wishes to remain nameless. Well, when Brenda Brown mentioned her idea for a quilt months ago, I thought it would be wonderful, and the marketing committee agreed. But a lot of good ideas never make it into reality. So I was surprised to see Brenda taking measurements, asking questions, bringing in snips of brightly colored fabrics. In Pennsylvania, we know that quilt making is an act of perseverance as well as craft. Brenda finished it, and now it is up and flying, backing up all our performers with visual harmony and rich undertones. It's truly stunning. She went further by taking the melody to John Gorka's song, How Legends Are Made, a tune reflecting on the power of folk music here at Godfrey's, and stitching the melody notes into the cloth. Brenda is a lot like the melody tucked away in the quilt. Like many of our volunteers with their numerous hidden talents in their respective worlds, her love and respect for what goes on at Godfrey's is reflected in her volunteer work and now her artful craft, or is that crafty art? Our heartfelt thanks to Brenda. The entire Godfrey's community can now enjoy this marvelous chunk of your talent. work at a place where the bands come through. Some of them ran false and some ran true. I'd stick around after they played to see how legends are made. So long, it was nice meeting you, but how do you get back to Route 22 from here?
So there's Dave Fry reading a selection. Claimed how legends are made, which I think is a really interesting story. You had told me that, then it was in that book. The sheet music that's stitched into the quilt is the notes from that song. And
it's a little bit of Godfrey's trivia. Yep.
Yeah. And John Gorka, who wrote it, is on the walls here. And you said the quilt maker is
right there.
Right there.
Brenda,
that
correct?
picture was taken the night her quilt was hung, and 30 years ago that was. So
yeah, and then you had shared that we've lost Brenda.
Yes, we did. So
a moment there for her and her wonderful quilt, and how much that means to Godfrey's. If you ever come down here to check things out, not only is the quilt there, but again, a lot of other kind of cool history around the walls here. And speaking of that, this is obviously a venue that went through tough times through COVID, and also is a nonprofit. It is not a for-profit organization. So it's something else to consider supporting, either obviously through buying tickets to shows, but there's also membership. So I thought maybe you could share that on how to become like a supporting member.
Sure. So all the information is on the website, godfreydaniels.org. But I do want to give a nod to any audience member or ticket buyer who comes to a show. You're supporting the artist, you're supporting the venue. But way back in the early 80s, when Godfrey Daniels became a nonprofit corporation, we also began a membership program. And so Godfrey's is supported in much the same way public television and radio are supported.
Sure.
Membership has its benefits. And I'll also give a plug for year-end giving that's going on right now.
Definitely.
So
it doesn't have to only be Giving Tuesday that you give.
Correct. You could give into January, and we'll call it year-end giving.
Yep.
So
what your end is fine.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pick your own fiscal end of year.
Yeah.
So actually, to help support this too, the next set of music is the two people that actually I was here Saturday, the 3rd of December, to catch Abby Gardner and Marc Douglas Berardo. And we interviewed Marc Douglas Berardo about a year ago. And he shared his take as a performer, as a singer-songwriter, on what Godfrey Daniels means to him, but also should mean to the community. And we have that clip here just for people to kind of check out.
Thank you.
So everybody saw us there at Godfrey Daniels, where it's a listening room. And I think it's one of the oldest ones in South Bethlehem. And it's a treasure that the people who know about it really know about it. And those who maybe aren't familiar don't know as much about it. What can you tell us about Godfrey Daniels and why, the Lehigh Valley should be lucky to have it?
Yes, that's accurate. They should feel very lucky because it's one of the most unique rooms in the United States, and a dying breed of a room that is a listening room. And when I first started a long time ago, in the late 80s, when I first started wondering, how do you go out and play songs? Like, where do you go? Who are these people? And that was, one of the great, it still is, it remains one of the great rooms to play. If you're a songwriter or, in that world of playing acoustic instruments, it's a welcoming, great place with great sound and a tremendous history of amazing artists that have played there. So it's a special place, and honestly, the fact that they're still hanging on after all these years, especially after the COVID time, is a great thing, and people should really support that room, because when it's gone, those rooms are gone. I mean, they're hard to keep them going as it is, but they are very special staff and a great place to see music, because it sounds great in there, and it's comfortable and easy and intimate.
And you personally played there a number of times, right?
I have. I imagine that like is maybe my 6th time or something like that. Like I don't remember but it always was. That's one of those places. Like if we were playing there, it always made me think something must be going well. It was sort of the dream was to play rooms like that. So I don't take it for granted.
So yeah, there's
Very kind.
Yeah,
Very kind, sir. Thank you.
I mean, MDB Marc Douglas Berardo is not only a great singer, songwriter, and performer, but heart of gold. Like I've been so enjoyed getting to know him, and it's great to see him again. And there's performers like that going on all the time.
Yes, we don't have room here for everybody we would like to bring in. A lot of great artists out there. So
yeah, and so on the site, not only can you find out information about membership, but you can also find out who's coming up.
Yes, the
for
upcoming
shows.
schedule.
So you might be able to kind of find somebody who you'd like to check out. And
Yeah.
if you need any assistance on finding, who would I might like or what have you, you can always reach out to the
Yes.
club. You could reach out to us. We might be able to help you find your next favorite band.
That would be great.
So anyway, Ramona, happy holidays.
Thank
Happy
you
New
so
Year.
much.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much.
getting
Yes,
this
thank
word
you so
out.
much for letting us crash your
This
place
is
for the day.
fun. This is fun. Thank
And I
you.
have